Appreciate it, man. It's dope to have you on here, and I have been getting a ton of inboxes on questions, and that's kind of how I built these questions, or by the people, and they want to kind of see what you have to say about some stuff.
Definitely.
But I guess to get things started, Chris, how did this all start for you? Like, what's your earliest memory of shoes? Year or model? Like, what's the first memory you have?
I didn't notice shoes really, or I didn't notice, I should say, name brand shoes until because I always thought like new shoe, like when you get your new shoe every year, like, or when you used to, like we always went to Payless, and so like I was just excited for that because like, oh shit, gonna get new shoes. And then when I started playing basketball, that was the sixth grade. I don't know what year that was, but I started playing basketball, and everybody out there was like making fun of me for my shoes, and like I was just like, what's wrong with my shoes? And then that's when I started seeing everybody else's shoes, and everybody had a giant swoosh on their stuff. So I was like, what the fuck? And the earliest shoe model that I could remember like vividly was in that time frame, and they did retro pretty recently. It's actually like a turf trainer.
Okay.
I can't remember what they're called. They kind of look like Godzilla feet, but like they're pretty much all black, and then they have the white pods, and they say Air in them, like AIR.
Okay.
What they were, but like they were pretty popular. I still think they're fairly popular now, but I just saw my nephew in the chat. That's
I'm
funny.
Batman.
Yeah. How'd you know? But yeah, so that was the first shoe that I really like saw and was just like, okay, like Nikes are popular, and so
Yeah.
so that was the thing, and that's right when I started getting into actually like watching basketball. And there was this dude, you may have heard of him. His name was Michael Jordan, and that guy, I was just like, that guy, like,
Yeah.
I want to be like that guy.
Be like Mike.
Yeah, exactly.
Super dope. No, I know. Yeah, that'd probably be like mid '90s for sure, grade 6 or late '90s. I know what model you're talking about as far as the aesthetics. I have no idea what the name of that model is.
Oh, yeah, I always forget the name of the shoe, but it's like a football training type of sneaker.
It's like an all-in-one kind of shoe.
Yeah, because a lot of people played in them too.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember them being like really popular. Like guys had them, girls had them, all that stuff. So
That's dope.
yeah, but yeah, the time frame, because that middle school era for me is pretty jumbled as far as like what releases were. So I remember like the Penny Twos pretty vividly, but that could have been 7th or 8th grade. Because I was like, Kobe was drafted in '96. So yeah, so I think he was drafted like just before I entered high school. So yeah, but it's that whole little time frame. Like I'd need a
jump
map. I actually have my Kicks magazine here.
Oh, perfect. I got some
at my
around
desk
here somewhere too.
Although this was this is Nike basketball, so I don't think that it would depict the shoe that I'm thinking.
Yeah, I have
that was like a turf shoe.
Kicks 1 and 2 around here somewhere where it has like all of the Nike shoes ever.
Okay, yeah, I think that. Yeah, I don't. This one's issue 1, I think. So this one was just all basketball, but yeah, I don't remember what was really around at that moment. I'd have to like really look, but I definitely remember seeing 11s.
If Seth Soul to Soul joins, I'm sure he'll know. He's a brainiac
Seth
when it comes to all that.
Like,
he's wild.
I made a post based off of Aaron Cooper's post off of that takedown shoe.
I saw that.
Like,
that was dope.
So, well, it was like a few weeks ago, me and Seth were talking. Maybe it was a little bit longer. It felt like a few weeks ago, but like he was just like, "Hey, what was this shoe that you were wearing in this picture?" And it was little ass me with like a couple of Kings guys, and I was like, I don't know. It said Air on the sole. I was just describing it, and like this.
Someone just said Air Barrage.
Oh, I think that is the trainer. Yeah, the shoe that Seth named was the Air Kibosh.
Oh, okay.
Kibosh. I don't know how to say it. So yeah, and then coincidentally, Aaron Cooper made that post.
I was wild.
And I was just kind of like, oh shit, that's crazy. So it was pretty cool. And I didn't even know
shout out to
Cooper designed the thing.
I had no idea he designed that either. That's super awesome that it kind of coincided with your post. And shout out to Seth. He said, "Get a tea with honey in it. My stupid throat's acting up." And Seth was, "Can't bail, man. You got Chris tonight." So here I am with a sore throat and all.
That's how I felt with all this weather shit. I was like, I told him I'd be here.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely wild.
So hard to get here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. What was one of? Well, I guess like for me, I've got like that one shoe that I hooped in growing up or recently. That's like I could just play in that one for the rest of my life. Could you pick one? I know it's hard for you because you wear test everything, but is there like
Yeah.
one shoe that you could put on and be like, that's it, I don't need anything else?
Well, I mean, I would have to go basically with what's in my gym bag typically.
Yeah.
Like that, I have a gym bag that holds like quite a few shoes.
Yeah.
Take the colorway, but like it's always like that model. And it's the Kobe 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if I were to pick, I also would want a couple of options, but like, but yeah, the Kobe 4 is probably the first one that comes to mind, just because it is the most well-rounded and like consistent,
Right.
As far as like where you take them. So
Right.
that's always like the thing is some gyms suck, dude. So,
Brutal.
like,
Absolutely brutal, man.
You know, like some floor, like all wood floors are not created equal. So like,
no,
it's
and not upkept.
Right. So like it's just kind of sketchy. So like that's always been that one shoe where like no matter what, whether it's me or the court or whatever, like that's the shoe where like you have to rely on that one.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, it's Kobe 4, Kobe 6, Kobe 5, all three of those were dope. The only thing I hate, you know what was an amazing shoe that I bought not thinking much of it, and I just thought like, it looks great. I didn't even know the tech that was inside of it. It was like 07. Was the Nike Zoom BB, the first one,
Nike Zoom
with the perforated toe and the kind of had like that rounded ankle collar by your ankle bone.
Is that the Steve Nash shoe, or is it?
I think he wore the low tops. He wore the low tops, and then there was the higher top one where it had the perforated leather toe, suede wrap.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The black and yellow one.
It was a
it had a double last. Yeah, it had a double
I
last, but it had full length zoom.
Yeah, I think I have that colorway that you're talking about somewhere. One of our Discord members sent it over.
I remember seeing it on your channel. Someone sent it to you or something.
That's exactly what happened. But yeah, I have them somewhere. That is a great shoe.
Fantastic.
Steve Nash did wear the low tops.
He wore the like white and purple and orange. Yeah. That shoe, like for a non-sig full length zoom, I think it was like $140 Canadian, which was like 110 American. Fantastic shoe, reliable. I wore those until the zoom popped. Sig-wise, probably the Kobe 6.
Original or Pro-Cho? Because that's my problem, is that I'd pick the original if it was possible.
The original, because the 4-foot zoom, that like Met bag in the 4-foot.
It's so good.
It's amazing. And the only thing I hated about the 4s, OGs, was the lunar in the 4-foot. It bottomed out pretty quick.
Yeah.
But the 6s kind of had the best of both worlds for sure.
I agree. The 5, as far as like to the floor a little bit.
Yeah.
The 6s was kind of, once they broken in, perfect. But the Pro-Cho really doesn't hold a candle to the original, which is kind of unfortunate. I differ on the lunar 4-foot of the 4s. I really liked how it felt once it bottomed out, because it felt like it molded to my foot. So
it did. Like, your foot would like sit in it.
Yeah, and that's how it just like I put those on. You know, like you always have that like one trash ass shoe that like you mow the lawns in or something, and every time you put them on, you're like, man, I wish these were still new. It was like that, where like they just felt great, like it felt like a glove. So
absolutely. No, those were dope, and I think we got spoiled with the Kobe 1 Pro-Cho because we got that full length zoom, the lower ride height, like a little bit lighter, and then thinking. I remember your first video on the Kobe 4, you were like thinking it was more zoom in the 4-foot, and then I think whoever ripped it open.
Yeah, that's what they
said
in there.
Yeah,
they put it in the press release. They were like full length zoom, and I was like, sweet, they're just gonna kick ass. With all these Pro-Chos, and then you found out really quickly that was not the case. Like I was just kind of like, what is happening over there? So yeah, when you mentioned something like the Zoom BB, and then you compare that to a current flagship, like the Book 1, where it's got like a stick of zoom like this big, and you're kind of like, bro, that's the thing. All the money went into the materials, which are fantastic. But you know, people like a little bit of cushion too. You know,
I agree.
Especially Nike, like they could put these zoom strobles in everything, and they're being so stingy with it. And it's just like, dude, you are seriously. I love how the CEO he was just like, oh yeah, you know, it's because
Zoom calls.
Our workforce is working from home. I'm like, you know that like all of them do that, right?
Yeah, no, he's
so, you know what I'm saying? So, like I was kind of like,
Donahoe's gotta go.
Oh, he's got to go for sure. And a lot of the people that he has in charge, they are. I'm not gonna say who told me, but like someone internal was just like, like he was so heated that day, and he was just like, bro, I can't even believe what I just heard coming out of so-and-so's mouth. This is like a lead project guy. And like, they came up with whatever it was that they were going to show or whatever. And they were like, yeah, the shareholders are going to be so excited. And I was like, what the fuck? The shareholders?
Yeah.
Like, I think you need the customers to buy into
Absolutely.
this shit. So, yeah, like I was just like, I can't believe that this is where the companies went. So, but it's not surprising.
It's unfortunate.
So,
and something that really pisses me off, and I know you've been talking about them lately and that you like them, and I enjoy them too, is the Zoom GT Cut 3, a $200 low-top basketball shoe with Zoom X. And
ridiculous price.
Ridiculous price because they just announced the 39s full-length Zoom X with a full-length Zoom bag. And I'm like, you guys just cheated us.
Well, so the reason why Jordan Brand can get away with that is because at this point, Zoom X is however old. Like, they didn't have to pay. Yeah, they didn't pay for any of the R&D. Yeah. They just were just like, we like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Nike fitted all the bill for all the testing and the manufacturing and all that stuff. So it's not quite a cut and paste comparison, but like as a baseline consumer though, when you see that big discrepancy, it's not a good thing for your brand.
No, it's a piss off. So because it's like, I just bought the cuts, and I know you can get the cuts on sale, but it's like same tech with no Zoom bag, still $200, and it's just like that doesn't sit right with me. It just seems goofy.
Oh, it definitely is. It's not good by any means. Even if we're just isolating Jordan Brand in and of itself, you know, sometimes the game shoe costs less than a retro.
It does. Well, it's like 210 or 215 now.
Yeah.
For retros and 200 for the game shoe. It's like, what?
And why?
Price gouging. The people, you know, price gouging nostalgia.
Right. You're money grabbing where you can, and then you're offsetting costs with another thing. And you know, the money from these retros is what's paying for them being able to make the new game shoe. Which I understand. Like, that's how Hollywood works. Like, you know, like all of these like blockbusters pay for indie style films and good storytelling and stuff like that. But like, at the end of the day, you also have to worry about brand image, and that's a really, really, really bad look. Yeah,
that's not a good look. When I saw that they were putting both of those in the 39, I was pretty pissed. I was like, just didn't make sense.
I wasn't mad only because that's what sold me on the shoe. I was like, oh, those look kind of weird. They look like the Eddie Jones. That's cute. This, that, and the other. I was like, that sole kind of Wade-like. I was like, all right, the traction looks solid. And then all of a sudden they were like, boom, cushion. I was like, fuck, man, I'm in. So,
I am as well. I can't wait. July, I cannot wait.
As soon as they said the cushion, I was like, okay, you got me. So,
Count me in, absolutely. Talking about basketball, how far did you play? Was high school kind of the peak for you as far as basketball, or did you think about going to college or anything? Was that like in your bucket list, kind of post-education?
I couldn't afford college even if I wanted to be in there.
Right.
So yeah, that's not an option. Like the high school levels, like the furthest that I went, and on top of that, I was cut freshman year, trained all sophomore year, got in a little bit of trouble, and then my mom transferred me schools. And like out of nowhere, and so like they were trying to put me in like private schools and this shit and the other, because like her uncle was willing to pay for it, and I was just like, I'm not going to no private school, man. So like I tested, because like they make you take all of those like placement tests, so I just like sat in there. They literally forced me to go into these tests, and I was just like I just fucking went all the way down. They were just like, you like purposefully flunked that shit, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm not going here. And so then they put me in a different public school, and I tried out for that team, and then it was like the day of our first game, the whole team, and this guy, the coach, was also my teacher, like in one of my classes. And so like I'm at every practice, I'm at every scrimmage, all this stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like our first game, and everybody's got their uniforms except for me. And so like in class, like I walked up to him and I was like, hey, coach, where's my uniform, dude? Like, I'm not like ready to be suited up. And he was like, you know, I've been meaning to talk. And I was just like, bro, what do you mean you've been meaning to talk to me? I've been at practice every day. You know what I mean? So like I was so like hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like, yeah, so like it was like that moment where like I wanted to like quit just playing basketball,
Right.
and then I just kept playing just like rec leagues and city leagues and open gyms, and then senior year it was a different coach, and that's the one time that I make the team, and stupid ass me finally has a girlfriend. I have a job. I have all this stuff, and like I was just like, do I want to focus on my? At the time, basketball didn't do me right. You know what I mean? Like, and so like, but then every like regular life, I was just like, oh, I'm not like, you know what I mean? And so like I was like, fuck, what do I do? And I went that way.
Yeah.
And so if in a life where I have like zero regrets about really anything, that's the one thing where like, if you had to pick a regret, what would it be? That was it right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but you've carved a lane for yourself where fortunately you still get to play today. So
no, I still get to play. I don't get to play at like a really competitive level right now, like physically. Like my body can't do it anymore. But it was always like a good like because I always kind of played with like that chip on my shoulder.
Right.
Something that was always like a big confidence booster was when I would play with like college level people and ex-college people and stuff like that, and like they'd be like, yo, where'd you play, bro?
Yeah.
I'd be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And they're like, where'd you play? I was like, what do you mean? I'm playing with you guys.
Yeah.
he's like, no, what school did you play for? I was like, I didn't even go to school. They were like, what? And like I was like, yeah, dude, I'm 5'7". What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So like so like having that like type of like I guess pat on the back. And like guys at that type of level, like that was always like a good, like that would like lift me up a little bit. I'd be like, okay, that's cool.
Well, someone with game recognizes game, right? So it's kind of like you compete on the court, but after the fact, you can talk your talk. And
well, I never even talk shit. I don't talk shit on the basketball court. I'm like super quiet.
I'm the same way. I don't make a peep unless someone says something to me. And
that's the
like,
thing.
okay.
If somebody starts fucking with me, that's the only time when I'll be like, hey, I don't play like that, bro.
Yeah, no, that's not how I go about things either.
Yeah, they could talk shit to me. I don't care about that. But like, when they start getting like real physical and chippy, and like they start swinging at them fucking elbows and shit, I'm like, hey, dude, like I'm not here for that, man.
No, I'm not. That's what I hate about basketball is the you know, if I'm not playing at a high level and I'm just playing pickup, there's I've got severely injured by some goofs just like undercutting me, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like just in a gym trying to get a run in, really?
Oh, I know. I call a lot of these guys ballerinas out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just out there, they're fucking dancing and twirling. I'm just like, you don't have a fucking clue what you're doing.
Yeah,
dude.
No idea at all.
It's fucking wild.
Absolutely. Another question for you, Chris. Do you think Nike cares to fix the Kobe problem? Because it wasn't a problem before he passed away. Now it's a problem. No one can get them for retail, or if they do, they're reselling them. Do you think Nike cares to fix this issue?
That's the thing, though. Nike doesn't see a problem.
Don't see an issue,
There's no problem. Everything's moving.
Exactly. It's selling out, right? Whereas my only issue is that it was sitting. Like even before his death, unfortunately, stuff was sitting.
Problem. That was the problem. And so that's why after everything happened, there was a halt on everything. Because Vanessa was smart. Like she straight up was just like, nah, bro, we're up for renegotiation anyways.
Yeah, there were talks of him leaving altogether.
That's a rumor.
I don't know.
Like, that's not actual fact. Taking a meeting doesn't mean that he's thinking about leaving. It just means that he's taking a meeting. I take meetings all the time. I don't mean shit.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like, so you can't do that stuff like that. That is really reaching, trying to go viral and stuff, which is kind of unfortunate, especially because it's about a dude that can't sit there and be like, no.
Yeah, he's gone. It's just ridiculous.
To me, that's disrespectful. But but as far as Nike goes, they don't see a problem. There's no issue. Kobe's are moving now. Kobe's are flying off shelves. Nobody can get them. That's the regime. And a lot of the people that work there, or that still work there, the ones that didn't leave yet, these guys are all about the hype. Like this is a different crew than what me and you grew up, like a different culture than what me and you grew up with. You know what I mean? Like there was a article. It wasn't even an article. It was, it was a paid ad from Jordan Brand to like Snkr News or Complex. I can't remember which one. But basically, they give them what to write in them. And they're like, yeah, here's some blurbs, here's some quotes, this, that, or the other. And one of them said at the end, it was somebody from Jordan Brand. It was about the 39, and this guy was just like, yeah, this is the way that we do things. This is the way. And obviously, it's not word for word. It's just me like, going off based off what I remember. But like, the gist of what he said was that like everything to design for them starts with a story. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, that's not how it should be. Like, that's why you guys got shitty ass designs. You're designing for a story that never happened.
Yeah.
You can't fabricate a story and then make a design off of that.
Yeah.
So what used to happen back when, the company was ran by athletes or people that at least understood athletes, is that every problem in the shoe was supposed to be the solution, because the footwear is the equipment that you wear to play your sport. And so that's the difference in these two eras of Nike as a whole, not just Nike basketball, but Nike as a sport company or a sporting good company, is that what they used to do was there was a problem. We need to find the solution. The solution is our product. The solution is our footwear. The solution is our apparel. Whatever it is, like, we've got to figure this out. You always hear people like Avar and Cooper and even Kobe talk about millimeters for milliseconds.
Yeah.
And that's an athlete's point of view. That's an athlete's state of mind. They were solving problems. This new regime is all about telling stories. What story, dude? Nothing happened yet. Yeah. You gonna tell that story about Zion? Yeah. What city is his favorite? Come on, dude. Like,
telling a story about what's his favorite food.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like stop with the stories. Start fucking solving problems.
I agree, man. I agree. It's madness. Even with the books, like, I like the design, the text, or the overall performance is pretty good, but all the storytelling about his dog and going on a hike, it's like,
bro, ain't nobody give a fuck about that shit. And I like Booker, but like let's be honest, man. Like, no, people want a shoe. They want a shoe that looks good. They want a shoe that feels good and that feels like they spent their money on something that's of value. All you had to do is do this.
Exactly. That's really, it's not that hard, and that does not cost any money.
No, for 140, they got these Zoom units lying around, dude.
Yeah, like, it's ridiculous.
So that's the main problem over at Nike right now. Nike doesn't see a problem. Nike's CEO likes to deflect the problems onto the people that are actually there creating and doing their fucking best every day,
and then canning them.
That's what I'm saying.
Canning them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's ridiculous.
And he's throwing them all under the bus. You are the what's the captain of the ship, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, come on, dog. Like,
he's steering it towards the iceberg right now. That's what he's doing. Is he's steering it towards the iceberg?
The steering wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, bad. What are you doing? What are you doing?
And there's a lot of guys out there that just won't speak up. There's guys out there that love Jordan Brand and Nike, and they just post about their favorite shoes, but they won't speak up about the problems. And I've been inboxing some people that are at the brand and actually no longer at the brand recently, and it's very unfortunate what's going on there, man. Like, this is people's livelihoods, and this guy's making like $20 million a year.
Oh, I know. I think it's just absurd. And the only way to be a good leader is to take all those punches for you. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's bagging on a product, you as a leader, you're supposed to step up and be like, hey, that was my decision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or that was my constraint on their budget.
Right.
There should never be a time where it's just like, yeah, we're not, it's hard to push boundaries when everybody's at home one day a week. It's like, no.
Yeah, using them as a scapegoat.
Yeah, it's sad. We could see when we walk into a store what your strategy change was. It was push more retro.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah, and
it's
you're just banking on what was, and you have no clue to build off of that.
Yeah,
and you got given the keys to a kingdom.
Yeah, a castle, man. Like, it's unfortunate what's going on, and I love the retro stuff, but I also love new tech and stuff that's pushing the boundaries, and I don't see it.
I love the retro shit just as much as everybody else, and I'm right there with you, man. Like, where is everything? Like, what's happening?
It's just recycled and repeat right now. That's what's going on, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's cheaper that way. No R&D needed. No innovation kitchen.
Yeah,
You know what I
no,
mean? Like, they don't need all that stuff.
Get rid of them all and just have 1 or 2 designers designing 8 shoes for Nike basketball.
Yeah, it's just not good. It's not going well right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Kind of shifting gears here, though. I think we all know how you started Wear Testers 15 years ago last month in April, picking up the camera, recording the 2009. But moving forward, I think a lot of people's favorite parts of your video is your wife, Jodi. Was it hard to convince her to get her in the videos? Like, it's been a couple of years now, or maybe longer, 5 years now, but was it hard to get her to want to, like, show her face and be involved in, because she knows her stuff. She knows more than 90% of your viewers, I'm sure. But was it hard to get her behind?
She knows quite a bit. She knows more than she'll let on also.
Exactly.
So, like, but it's her fear of, like, not being right or whatever, you know what I mean? So, like, which is understandable. But yeah, the first time that we got her on camera was because we were working with East Bay at that. There was some shoe, like some like revamped Hirachi, and there was like a men's shoe, and then there was like a women's line. And so they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna send you both. Please make sure that your wife or whatever is in the video to give her thoughts as like a female wearer or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then I told her that, and she was like, "No, hell no." And like, I was just like, "What do you mean?" Like, I was like, "It's just for work, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. But you just got to talk about how these felt and stuff." And she was like, "Mm-mm." And so it took a lot of coercion to like get her in, and then you never saw her again. And it wasn't until because I had gotten these new cameras, these Sonys, before I was working with Canon, so you can flip the camera or like the viewfinder out. Yeah, so I could see if the mic was working or not working. I could see if that camera was on or if it turned off because they would overheat and all this stuff. And these Sonys, they move, but like the viewfinder will not flip over. So I can't see shit. And so I would push the record button and be like, I hope everything goes smoothly. Yeah, and so it got to a point to where there was enough times when the camera wouldn't be either on or I went over 30 minutes and I didn't hear the thing. Like chime or whatever.
Get in here, Jodi.
Yeah, I was like, "Babe, I need somebody." She was just like, "Okay," and so she sat back there, and then because she was back there, it just felt odd, like looking past her. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't feel right. So like we'd just be like our normal selves. We'd just be joking around with each other or like fucking with each other, and that was the stuff that I'd go over the film, and like I was just like, we should put some of this in, like this is kind of funny. And she was like, okay. And so we did that, and then we started pulling her in front of the camera, and yeah, and the rest is kind of like how it is now and stuff. So
it's super dope.
Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun working with somebody than working with just equipment.
Yeah, no, it's
I'll say that.
It's very cool that she's a part of it, and she brings some flavor to it. And I think I think a lot of people I saw a bunch of comments popping up that Jodi was like one of the turning, you know, the stages in your channel that kind of spiced things up a bit. So that was that's what it was for me as well. So
no, I agree. It's always bounced off of. Yeah, and I've noticed that with a lot of YouTube, like since adding her to the channel, is like any videos, even videos that do have like 2 hosts or whatever, like Good Mythical Morning, there's like somebody behind the camera giving them shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like that type of vibe. I think this works really well.
I think it works very well. What are 1 or 2 shoes that you think still need to be retro that we haven't seen yet? One for me would be the Jet Flight. I would love to have the Jet Flight back to play in, but is there anything that you kind of have on tap that you'd like to see come back?
Well, there's a lot from like a lot of brands. The Nike Viz Zoom Up Tempo. I just need those. Yeah. I can't say where we saw them last, but you and I were in the same room together, and
we were in the same room. Yeah.
And they were on the wall, and I was like, bro. So, yeah, it was like the one thing. Even though I gravitated towards other stuff like the Air Moving Up Tempo. Yeah. You know, that was one of my first like Air unit shoes. I think that was my first with like an air bubble in it. But yeah, there's tons of stuff though. I'd love to see like I think they're called the Zoom Max Up Tempos or something like that. It was like a 4-foot zoom and 3/4 length air sole unit. It was like a team shoe. They made a women's version for WNBA players. That was super cool. Both look awesome. There's lots of Converse stuff that I would love to see get retroed, like old school Converse basketball. I just don't ever think that they'd have the balls to do it. It's either that or they don't have the budget. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah.
But, the way that they rolled out that Lakers weapon makes me think that they just don't have the balls to do it. Like that's the one thing. So yeah, more Team Jordans, like a Team Post.
Oh yeah.
Jordan Flight, or not Flight, Jordan Light. I would love
the Light was amazing.
Yeah, I'd love to see the. Nobody really likes this shoe, but me and you. But like the Jumpman Team J, I think that would be fun.
Well, you're saying that, I'll pull it out because a lot of people don't even know what that is. But this is one I brought. I actually brought this because I knew you were going to be there, and I'm like, I know he'll appreciate this.
In Portland, yeah,
Portland,
that was. Yeah. I still have that picture on my phone too. I haven't posted it yet, but yeah, I used to wear these. Reggie did wear them. And
Reggie, Ray Allen, too. Vin Baker, Yep. Eddie Jones.
Did Vin wear them, or
I've seen pictures. I've seen pictures of Vin wearing these in a Slam magazine I have.
Okay.
But there was quite a few of them. This shoe got recalled.
I know, because they were hard as fuck to put on, dude.
That right there.
Couldn't get them off.
This clasp right here.
Yeah.
It was brutal. It's got that stretch leather, but I love the aesthetics. Like you can see this from a mile away, and it just looks so dope.
I just loved them. It was just one of those shoes that shoe was on the shelf at the same time as the Air Jordan 6 Midnight Navy.
Yes. 2000.
And I couldn't afford the 6s, so I ended up with these, and I just loved them. So
he's got to come back. If the Swift 6 can come back, this can come back.
Well, no, because the person that was making all that
he's gone. Yeah, I know who it is as well. He's gone. So it's like
that was the thing. I can't remember which video it was. I think it was by the time was it the Shogun, the one with the chrome rim? I can't remember what those are called.
I know which one you're talking about.
But they say Jordan on the side and the suede. Yeah. There's like a whole bunch of college versions, but it was when that shoe came out. Oh, Team Showcase.
Showcase, yeah.
There was a Team Shogun, but that was later. When that shoe came out, I was like, somebody at Jordan Brand right now fucking loves the Jumpman era, because there's no other reason why this shit would be coming back so randomly and so perfectly. Because when you talk about retros that are done right, like the Eddie Jones, the Quick 6, those were done perfectly, bro. And that's what the 39s look like. They like do. The whole toe looks just like that shit. But I don't want to fall over because that would suck. I got a bunch of crap behind me, but I would love to see this colorway and the shoe get remastered.
Yeah, like properly.
Yeah, because they look like fucking bulky ass motherfucking shoes, and they're made like shit. But
they just crap on them.
Tony Kukoc used to fucking cook.
I remember he used to cook in those. And they did a good job on this retro, the Swift 6. Like they actually made them.
Yeah, they're all my Jumpman stuff is like right back there. Yeah, and they're like the stuff from my high school, my freshman sophomore year, and I just love it.
I just love the craziness.
Yeah, the Jason Kidd should get the retro. The Zoom Flight 5s. The Turbulence that I have back here should get retroed.
Absolutely.
There's so much stuff that should be retro, bro. Like
even the Pippin 2. Like I'd play with the Pippin 2 today. Like
the Pippin
Aaron
2
Cooper
and 3, I don't know why hasn't been retroed. Although Scotty might have fucked that one up.
Probably.
Because I don't think anybody's
wants to touch
fucking
him.
Yeah, even I have a hard time. Like I have to pull him away from it. And just get shoes. You know what I mean? So like, there's so much stuff though. Like I guess I could bring this mag back. The Tim Duncans, bring these back. Even though they've been
total foam posit max.
Yeah, they've been retro before, so I get that. Like they don't
FBIs to bring back the FBIs.
Even like some obscure stuff, like let's see stuff there. I'm trying to find to see if there's like a good colorway.
Yeah, I've got my magazines.
This one right here, the Air Pure Up Tempo. I think that those would be cool.
Those would be dope.
The Bacon should come back. Steve Kerr used to wear these.
Yeah.
The actual Air Moneys, the real ones, not the ones that they claim are the Air Moneys, but those joints right there.
Those are so dope. These two at the bottom got to come back right here.
Oh,
both.
Man. And those Garnets
both of them.
So were those Paytons.
Oh, both of them have to come back.
Speaking of Garnets, bring the Garnet 1 back, bro. Like, this is fire, dude.
Yeah, it would do well.
The Uptempo 3.0s right here. These are crazy clean.
Dude. Yeah, those are so dope, man. There's so many models that
there's
are just
so much stuff.
Overlooked.
So I would even argue that the 80s and early 90s retros that they've been putting out, they're cool or whatever, but like I want to see the real Airfly 89, the high tops.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see some of this really dope shit come back, and it sucks because they go and they pull in these focus groups full of the wrong aged people.
Yeah.
And then they show them stuff from their archives, and they're like, "So, what would you buy?" And it's just like, "Dude, you idiot! You're not fucking talking to your damn customer right now, dude. You're talking to some reseller."
Yeah, that's all. That's all there is out there nowadays.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that handsome guy right there?
Oh yeah, that's Aaron Cooper right there, bro. I meant to bring this.
Yeah, same here.
And have him sign it, and I left it right on my desk.
Oh my god,
So,
I just such a goof up. Him and Tinker definitely, but such a dope magazine.
That was still okay. I have two big regrets then. The one that I talked about earlier, and the second one was changing my damn shoes that day.
Oh my god, I didn't bring anything. I had to pull Palomas. Where are they? Up here? Yeah, I had to pull these off her feet. Now they're like, they're mine now.
You haven't let them wear them since?
No, she's not.
I don't blame you.
I bought her a new pair. I'm like, I'll just buy you a new pair. Yeah. These are mine now.
I was
man, such a goof up. I know.
And I was like, these things are killing my feet, bro. And so I switched.
Well, they were like brand new. I think that was like your first time wearing that.
I had just undead stocked that pair. Like I'd been holding those for a special occasion.
Absolutely.
Which would have been that day.
Yeah.
And I did not know that was going to happen.
Piss off. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was. I'm gonna touch on that trip in a minute here. But what are some key things that you were looking for when you started working with Brand Black on a collab shoe? Like, what are some things like? Because obviously, not any shoe is perfect, but you were stamping your logo on that shoe. Kind of giving it the stamp of approval. What were some things that were like, okay, this shoe has to have this?
Well, I know that we don't collaborate or whatever. Like, I don't approach anybody being like, hey, I want to collab. So like, that happened with Brand Black. David, the owner over there, he approached me. He was just like, yo, like, how would you feel about like making your own colorway of one of our shoes? And I was like, yeah, like as soon as you guys have a shoe that I like really, really love, I would love to, make my own version of it. And then I was wear testing this one shoe for them called the Ether, and I was just like, bro, these are fire, dude. Like, they weren't even my favorite looking shoe that they had made, but like the performance was killer, and that's really all I cared about. Like if we're stamping that wear testers logo on it, like it's got to play well. And so my own colorway of them, which is kind of like every sneakerhead's dream, like cause it's like the level up from Nike ID, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and then they had them like available to purchase, which was really cool. Misconception is that like we get paid for stuff like this, and that would be true had I declined all payment from anything. Yeah. So like I've never gotten paid for any. It was just a labor of love and all that stuff. So like
very cool.
Thought that it would be cool. I just really wanted like an opportunity to do it, and I got to do it twice with them.
Yeah.
That's very dope. It was really dope. So it's like one of those like once in a lifetime things.
Bucket list. Well, I'm kind of doing the work for. I'm kind of doing the work for this brand, but I would love to see a Wear Testers collab on this model right here.
You know what?
I would love that.
I've been talking about that.
Replace this logo right here. It's a nice logo. I love Serious Player Only. Replace this logo with a Wear Testers logo.
Yeah.
And your color palette, and just call it a day.
I think that would be fun.
Oh,
I think that would be fun.
So cool. I was talking to them today on a Zoom call, and I didn't bring it up, but I'm bringing it up right now that I need a Wear Testers.
I will say
Serious Player Only Player One Plus.
Never say never.
Yeah.
You never know. So we'll see if something might be cooking.
Awesome. What's your opinion on the brand? Because a lot of people.
Serious Player Only?
Yeah, like, these two models right here are two of their big models, but I kind of got a peek behind the curtain on maybe what's coming. But these two models right here, like, what's your opinion on it? Because you were kind of hard on them on their first Player One, and I was as well in my review on them for good reason. And they could have got pissed off at us, or they could work to do what they've been doing, and they chose that route. So what's your opinion on what they're doing right now?
That's one of my favorite brands, not in terms of product, but just in terms of the way they move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, kind of like you said, like as I could have been in like a positive way. It's always hard to like toe that line because like I'm not trying to offend or piss anybody off. I'm just talking as like, hey, I bought these. I think that's the thing that a lot of people also like kind of like have like a misconception on is like we buy everything that I'm a consumer, dude. You know what I mean? Like, do I want to get stuff for free? Yeah, that'd be awesome, but it's not happening. So am I going to sit here and be like, hey, give me stuff for free? No, man, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to test it and do whatever I do with them, and I'll let people know my actual thoughts. And so that's one of those things where I did that with that brand. It got back to the brand rather quickly too. Sometimes that shit takes a little while, and that was like almost instantaneous. And so I was like, whoa, this is weird, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I get like emailed and shit, but not in like a really mean way or anything. It was more like, hey, can we ask you some more questions and this, that, and the other? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so like we hopped on a call and we did it that way. And now there's like ongoing dialogue and stuff like that. I don't know.
So dope.
I don't know if I'm allowed to show the shoe. I don't think I'm allowed to, so I'm not.
Is it the Ranger?
Yeah.
Because it's on the, well, it's out there. Like,
is it?
Well, there's photos on social media from like Chinese stores that are kind of working with Serious Player Only, the yellow one, that have posted it and they've shared it. So it's coming out next month. They've shared it. Yeah. Well, I've seen it on social media, and these are like stores that are kind of getting their product from them. So and I'm very excited to try. I love that midsole on that shoe. It's like a crazy 3D.
So I'm allowed to talk about this then? Is that
wow.
Are we deciding?
I don't know if we're deciding. I don't know if they're going to get mad for us showing a shoe that's going to come out that's going to sell well.
Well, if you said that they're already on social, then I'm just going to do it.
I will tag you in a post after this live, and you'll see the yellow and gray midsole.
Yeah, if they're out there, and then they're out there. But this is the box. Reminds me of the Jordan. What was it?
They shared the 19.
A mixture between the 19 and the 21s.
They shared this week. That's where I saw the boxes. They shared it.
Okay, and each one comes individually wrapped in these like 19s, bags, just like the 19s.
Yeah.
The split though is very similar, like the 21, I think.
21 opened up like that.
Yeah, I still have them upstairs, but yeah. And then this is the shoe.
It's so dope. Man. I love the material.
They're real wild.
Yeah, the midsole, like it's like a 3D kind of like. It just looks.
It's out there, dog. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like I would be hard pressed to believe you're gonna sprain your ankle in that.
That's the thing. I saw like the sketches, and it's supposed to be like an anti-rollover bumper.
Yes,
so
I saw that as well.
If you happen to be going that way, it's supposed to stop you. But
I saw that as
it's just like it's crazy. The materials on these two are like really wild. Like the toe,
it's got leather toe cap.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's not like actual leather. It's like a plastic or a vinyl. But everything else is fucking suede though.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so good. Like that. It just reminded me of a Bruce Lee shoe as soon as I saw it. Like throw some red laces in that, and you're setting that off.
The lacing system. And then the best part about most of their shoes is their traction. The
traction's freaking amazing, man. Like look at this on the. I know. On the
those
game
still
one,
haven't even gotten any like actual wear and tear out of the.
I haven't either, and these I played outdoors, and like they're just wild.
Yeah, it's a rugged ass shoe, and so this one is cool because like when you flex it, it'll move.
Kind of like almost a free outsole.
Yeah, and so it's really neat. And then the thing that I love about their is just the fact that they took this concept and they've truly fucking ran with it. Yeah, they're doing shit where everything is compatible. So they come with this inside the explosive midsole. And but you can take that out if you don't want it, and you can put in any of the ones that you're showing right now. You can put in the quicks, the strength, the support.
That's what I love, man. It's so dope.
Yeah. And it's just like, bro, we've got the Kobe 8 Pro Tour right now, and what are our drop-in options? It's one.
But like they should have they should be putting them on ID or Nike.com to sell full-length zoom up. Like it's, I don't know, man. It's disappointing, but at this point I don't care because there's brands like this that are listening to the consumers and are doing what Nike should have done 10, 15 years ago.
Right, and that's the thing that I think is just funny is that like there's somebody who was just like, hey, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
And and it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of like, why? What is the point of a removable midsole?
Yeah.
If there's not multiple versions, you could choose
Options, man. Absolutely. And all of the options they have are super dope, and they cater to different play styles and sizes of players as well. So that's what I really enjoy. Another question I got for you here is best and worst brand. And you don't have to go too deep into the weeds, but best and worst brands that you've worked with. Like, what was the best brand that you've worked with so far that was just easy to work with and didn't give you a headache, and then the worst?
Well, so like I don't really consider myself someone that worked with brands outside of like a couple. Yeah. So like serious player, you know, what would you even call it? Like consulting almost. Not paid or anything, but like they ask me questions, I give them answers. You know, I've done the same thing with Reebok where they wanted to have like consult with me, not paid of course, which sucks because you're spending like a couple of hours with these people and like you don't, you know, get anything out of it and stuff. But like them, Brand Black, those are the only brands that I've actually like truly like worked with, where like, hey, do this for us and give us feedback. So I'm like, okay. Otherwise, like it's more of they treat you more like media or more like disposable media. You know what I mean? So like if they need you, they'll do things for you. They'll talk you up and make you think that you're like the hottest thing around, and then all of a sudden they're not calling you and you're like, hey, I thought that you thought this. You know what I mean? And so it's like one of those things. And I'm not gonna throw any brand under the bus, but I don't know who you are. So you know what I mean? And you know, so like I don't mess with people like that. So like you could just kind of tell by the brands that I don't fuck with which ones those are. And so it's just kind of, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way that this industry kind of is. It's a really weird, fickle place. Where like the best way I can describe it is just that we'll use you and throw you away. And that's it.
They just disposable, right? They just treat us like we're disposable, and it's unfortunate. I got another segment here. This is the first time I'm doing it. It's going to be performance-wise, maybe aesthetics. It's called Dope, Nope, or GOAT. I got 10 shoes right here. You don't need to get into it. Just a one-word answer.
Okay.
The first one being the book one.
Overall, I'd say dope.
Okay. Dope for the GOAT, or the book one.
Is thumbs up. Nope is thumbs down. And then GOAT is like...
GOAT is like epic. Elite performer, epic, like super dope.
Okay, so that's how people should take this. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Exactly.
That's thumbs down.
I agree.
Look
at this. The traction after like 2 wears is shredding.
They tried, but...
And, hey, right here, I actually didn't mind these.
Those were the better of the two, but I'd still say no.
Yeah, better of the two for sure.
It's the price for me, dude.
$150.
You can get any Nike from like last year at an outlet for like $40-50.
Exactly. Yeah, these are like a retail $100 shoe. Skechers,
they're one
outlet $50. I know it should be $100 retail, and then 50 on outlets.
100 should be like missed the target,
missed the mark.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like I don't think that they're bad products. Well, that first one's not a good product. I'll give you that. That second one though was not a bad one, but they outpriced themselves in the market. Where I'm like, what were you thinking?
No one's even trying them.
No, that's what I mean. You can go anywhere where there is a discount or a sales tag and get anything from any brand for way less.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said, get me some hauls. I got hauls. Don't worry. I'm trying. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I didn't want to cancel today. I really wanted to do this. Even just the concept behind it.
Yeah, that's a big no.
Yeah, hard no.
That's a hard no.
I got sent these from Nike, so
that's a try. That's a try hard shoe right there.
Yeah. Well, then this one's gonna probably be a nope too. But here you go.
That was a nope too. The only good one out of that was the cut threes.
Yeah, the cut threes. Cut threes were dope, and I don't have those here. What about these guys right here? Dope, nope, or go?
Well,
those are the DVD twos. DVD
Oh,
too.
I don't even have those. I'd be interested in checking those
Yeah,
out. Where'd you
I
get those
got
from?
like an
Is that
ETP.
361?
361, yeah.
361. What the fuck, bro?
I know. I'm gonna inbox them and tell them to hook you up. But yeah, they have an eTPU like foam here.
So the first model
Great
was
great
good.
performer.
Yeah.
Great performer. I'll say that right off the bat.
The first model was dope. So yeah, this one
You got this
though,
crazy like buckle system that when you pull the lace, it pulls right through and cinches around your foot. Pretty cool.
I'm gonna give those a thumbs up.
Yeah, no, they're good performers. I haven't done the performance review on them yet, but I highly recommend them. And then these guys right here, you did a video on these. I don't know if you played in these.
I think that those are okay. I do like them more than which is going to be blasphemous to some people.
Yeah.
I like those more than the Wade 10s.
Yeah, I haven't played in the Wade 10 still. The price here in Canada is like $380.
The Wade 10, that fucking plate, bro, it goes all the way to your heel, and
Yes.
there's a spot where it stops, and then the cushion starts, and there's times when my heel hits that spot, and it fucking sends this pain up my damn back, and I'm just like, holy crap. So yeah, I would pick those over that. I don't like that colorway.
Yeah, I did notice the plate bothering my foot a little bit in this one too. Like it's directly under your foot.
Yeah, they need to move that up and shorter. So yeah,
that's that for that one. And then what about these guys right here?
That's a big thumbs up.
Yeah,
that shoe's fire. I can't wait for the lows.
Oh man, the lows are so awesome. You haven't even played.
Those are solid.
Have you played in them much lately or no?
In which one?
Or yet? Have you played in the game one much?
Yeah, I played in those before they even dropped.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then the last one's obvious. I don't know. It's one of the GOAT performers right now for me. I love them. But
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
great shoe.
I like those too. I thought you were gonna have like a ton of stuff. I
got a bunch of that over there. And what about this? Is something that's coming out. What do you think about these?
Those are dope too. I think that I come from an era though where I like Jumpman shoes, so like this is right up my alley.
Kind of like a trainer too, right? With that strap, it kind of gives me that vibe.
They're for sure trainer. Did you see the video that Jordan Brand put out?
Yes. It's an everything shoe.
Yeah,
there's no cushion in this. It's just like a super firm like Phylon, like the hardest Phylon you've ever felt.
Yeah, no, I mean
there's no
it's not
airbag.
It's not a great shoe, but visually, I think they look cool.
Yeah.
So
I think they're a cool.
I like trainers.
For sure.
I like Jordan 1/Dunks. Those are fucking awesome, and I wish that I had a pair. So yeah.
Yeah, they're super dope.
The funny thing is that if I had those, they'd be fucked up right now because I probably would have.
Well, this is 1, 2, 3. I got 3 pairs of them.
How the fuck did you get 3 of those, dude?
I had 2 get from Italy right from the store. I got kind of like sourced over right after I paid like $800 or $600 for one pair.
Oh my goodness!
I was so pissed.
That's
I paid
wild.
Like super high on the one, and then the other 2 I got for retail. But my one pair up here is worn, and it's a fantastic shoe.
Yeah,
I would like to see them bring this airship back. And even though Michael didn't care for them with this midsole, but whatever.
They never would. The regular one doesn't even sell.
It doesn't even move. No.
Yeah, why would they bring that one back?
Yeah. Couple last questions here, Chris. I don't want to keep you too late, but what team are you watching in the playoffs now that the Warriors aren't playing?
Oh, I don't have time to even watch anything.
You're not even keeping tabs on it?
No, I don't. I have to find time to watch X-Men 97. That's all I care about.
Exactly.
So
fair enough.
You know what I mean? And that's only like what 34 minutes. But yeah, I work on the website, or not the website, but the YouTube channel, fucking every day for like a ton of hours. Yeah. And then when I'm not working here, well, if I'm not working in here, then I'm on a basketball court or I'm coaching the kids. Yeah. And and so the only thing that I got any time for, or that I specifically I'm like, I am watching this, is X-Men 97. Everything else though, by the time I have time to sit down, like I'm fucking tired,
it's like
dude.
10
and so
o'clock.
like it is 10 o'clock, like literally, like that's teeth brushed. I'm finally like getting ready to sit, and like I sit down and I fucking pass out, dude. Like I'm fucking out. So I don't have time to watch anything, so I don't know what's going on ever. so I'm not the best person to ask for current events, but X-Men 97 though, boy,
I see a lot of
that, that's for sure.
comments flying through here now. X-Men 97's dope. Last episode was awesome.
Bro,
I
episode
definitely
5,
enjoyed as well.
episode 5 almost fucked me up, man.
Yeah.
That was a week
Almost
of
shed a tear.
like, that was a week of like gloom and doom. Like I was like, please, this is not real. And then episode 6, I was like, oh shit, this is real, and it's gonna get worse. so yeah, it was crazy.
Not okay.
It was great. The shit that they're teasing from the comics, bro. I'm sitting here being like, you guys are fucking nuts. I can't believe you're gonna do this.
Yeah, living it out for sure.
Yeah.
What did last August? And not a lot of people might know this, and you made a video about it. But what did last year in August, going to Portland and experience the things that you got to experience, being around like-minded people, what did that mean to you? Was that kind of, because I know we talked a little bit privately about like, you know, the community can be a very like, I don't know, a shitty place to be sometimes, and there's just a lot of negative comments. But, you know, we talked about that prior, and then, I don't know, for me that weekend, it was kind of rejuvenating. But what did it mean to you as far as like going to Portland, being with the individuals like Aaron Cooper, and just even the regular guys like that we just got to meet that are not regular guys, they're awesome guys, but what did that mean to you?
Well, it's nice to be in a room full of fellow creatives, because I think that's the like the internet's like awesome, but like there's obviously parts that are like, you know, it's a double-edged sword and stuff. Sometimes one side of the sword can feel a little sharper, difficult to remain balanced. Especially doing this for like as long as I have. Like there's been times when I'm on one side more than the other, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's an interesting space because the voices that are the loudest are usually people that are not doing anything. Like they're literally not doing anything. And you know, so to go from that to being in a room full of people that are more like me than anything else, where not only do we have common interests, but we have common lifestyles where we're so busy that we are constantly just kind of like rolling through the motions, and that in and of itself can be draining. You know what I mean? Not even including any of the other stuff. Just trying to keep up with your day to day and stuff like this. I don't think that it's made it in a video, but like we've been taking like questions of the day and stuff like that in our recent videos and stuff. So in one of them, I had mentioned how like you know, everybody thinks that like YouTubers get paid. You know what I mean? Like you make a video, you put it on YouTube, you get paid. And it's like, that's not really how it works. It's like you spend all your time, you make the content, you put it on YouTube, and then you send out a lot of fingers crossed, hopes, prayers, whatever it is that you're into.
Hoping that you're going to be able to get paid. Yeah,
because a lot of times you don't even get paid what you spent on the product. You know what I mean?
Hours.
So
and the money.
That's not including the hours. Yeah, that's not including the hours that you spent. That's not including what you would be paid and stuff like that to do this work for somewhere else and things like that. But the sacrifice is that you have flexibility in your schedule.
Yeah.
You know, so like if my kid is doing one thing, I can make sure that I'm there and stuff like that. So like that's the trade-off, is that I'm always around for them and stuff like that. So it suits my lifestyle in that sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's still like, it's mad sketchy though, dude. Like you don't know what you're making ever until numbers come out, you know what I'm saying? And then you're sitting there analyzing numbers and stuff. So but to make all of those types of sacrifices that most people wouldn't make, because you give up not only your regular 9 to 5, your hourly or your salary, whatever, you give up all your benefits, you give up all your everything, you know what I mean? Like you got to figure all that shit out yourself. So you do all of that stuff, and then every once in a while you get kicked in the nuts with a reason why you do this, and that was that trip. You know what I mean? Like I know that we joke.
And you didn't even want to go. You didn't even want to go on that trip. I remember.
I don't want to go
on
any trip.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on any trip. I'm busy, so like I don't want to take the stuff that does earn my living, because I need that to provide for my family. So like I'm not trying to waste my time getting wined and dined by some brand that doesn't give two shits about me. I'm not interested in that shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And then like being engulfed in a bunch of media people that also don't give a shit about me. It's like a big fucking like a pissing contest. You know what I mean?
100%.
And like I don't care about that stuff. And so like I'm not trying to be there for that shit. And so I would much rather be home with my family, or you know, hang out with some people that I actually know like me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And so, so yeah, so to go on that trip, to be offered an invite, I paid my own way. It's not like it was paid for me or anything like that. And I went out there, and like I said, I didn't even want to go. I will say that at that point, like I was definitely mentally bogged. Like I was just like, I was like, if I'm gonna take some time off, I just want to like go into the woods and like not be bothered by anybody. Like why am I gonna want to be around more people? You know what I mean? And so so that was my like headspace at the time, and I didn't know what was. I mean, I knew a little bit of what would happen, but like I didn't know that it, like all the stuff that happened was really cool. But like I got to meet Tinker Hatfield, and I've had an opportunity to meet him before, but like I get super shy and shit. So
I remember you say you were like, no, can't do it.
I couldn't do it. Like times with hella people. Like if I've run into NBA players and stuff, and I'm always like, maybe next time. So, like, you know what I mean? And so so like I never do it. And so but this time, I think was it you that came and got me?
Dude, I swung those doors open, and I didn't even talk to him yet. I saw him walk in. I peeked around the corner. I'm like, Tinker. And dude, I booted the door open, and I was like, Chris, get your ass in here.
Yeah, I was in the middle of eating dinner.
Yeah.
And
no, I was like,
this guy's like, Chris, you got to come in here. And I was just like, can I wait a second? And he was like, no. I was like, why? Just get in here. I'm that guy. Yeah. Where like I ask 1,000,001 questions before I give you a fucking answer. Yeah. And like you were just like, well, you just fucking get in here. And so I get up, and all of a sudden I'm, you know, face to face with this fucking legend.
Oh,
and living legend.
Aaron right beside him too, like.
Well, at that
both of them.
At that point, Aaron felt fairly more like a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Odd to say, but like,
yeah.
If anybody's ever met this guy, like this guy had literally opened his house to us. Like I would never
fed us. Oh yeah, he fed us,
and he fed us. Good food, by the way. But you know, it wasn't like top ramen or anything, or like hors d'oeuvres. It was like straight up like a meal. But like so, like this dude did shit that I would never do. And he did it so graciously. And so like at this point, before meeting Tinker, right? Aaron felt more like a friend, and then I'm standing face to face with this guy that I have a bazillion things. Like I don't know if people understand like how like my brain works. Yeah, it works like that. Yeah. And like so it's hard to like focus on something because like it's just fucking moving. Yeah. And then I didn't know what to say, and so like I shook or you know what I'm saying. I can't even talk about it. So I fucking put my hand out, and like, yeah, I know who you are, and I was just like, what? Like in my head, like I'm just like, you know who I am, and then I was like, I sent you an email once, and you replied, and he just was like, yeah, I do that, and I was like, yeah, you do. Yeah. And I left. I'm like, what an idiot.
Boom.
So like, yeah. Should have stayed at my dinner plate. But
yeah, absolutely.
I came up with a game plan or something. Maybe somebody should have warned me what was about to happen.
Yeah, I know. But that was such a wild experience, and just that whole weekend, like, you know, I didn't even know I'd be staying at the same hotel as you. None of that. And getting to spend some time with you and Jodi, with Paloma was awesome. And the whole group as a whole, it was just a great weekend. Just hanging out at the hotel, at the restaurant, and whatever, right? So I really valued that weekend. It's like an amazing weekend. I've been watching your videos since 2009. I've been someone that's like kind of been cheering you on from the bleachers. You know, I want to see you do well. I appreciate everything you do. A lot of people probably think you get seeded all this product. I know when you get this product early, you're typically spending your hard-earned money and a lot of it to get it early, right?
I bought those trash-ass trainers. They're just not here yet, and I spent way too much on them just so I can give a review. Yeah. And
they come out Tuesday.
I know. Yeah. I don't even think they're going to be here on time, so it is what it is. But
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but that weekend and like that was one of those. Like like the experiences that we've had, I've had. Yeah. So like it wasn't like the experience of the things that we're not allowed to talk about, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like those things, like I've done those before, and it's cool every time. So I'm not trying to say like like I take advantage or none of that stuff. Like it's a really like it's a those things are once in a lifetime opportunities, like where we were and what we did and what we saw and stuff like that. And I've been super fortunate to have that a couple of times, that type of experience.
Amazing. Well, it's
and
deserved.
so like the thing that I really took away from it was the time that I spent with like you and Paloma and you know, now I'm brain farting on everybody's name.
Chad was awesome. All the guys,
Chad's
Tom,
fucking amazing.
Seth,
I've never even met
Andrew
the guy before, and he felt like a brother. Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah.
Tom.
All of them.
Inside Shoes.
Jacques Slade.
Well, Jacques and I are like
I know you guys are.
Jacques like the one person in this media thing that I consider a friend.
Yeah.
So like he's a real one. So like they're. You know, he and I have had lots of conversations over lots of years and stuff. But it was like being around you guys, because like a lot of you guys hadn't had this type of experience before. You know what I mean? And I know how badly people treat people like me, and then I know how badly people use people like me and stuff like that. And so like I'm in, and like I said, I was mentally bogged at that point in time. So I'm fucking drained. I'm in a pretty low point. And I'm with this group of people that are not just excited to see me, but like, which is weird for me as it is. I'm fucking introverted as fuck.
I beelined right for you at TED build, and I was like,
when we all met
gotta
up,
go see
like,
Chris.
everybody was like right on me, and I was like, oh, this is so much, so fast. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So like, I have to sit here and like really, because otherwise I get like panic attacks and stuff. And so like, so it was one of those things where seeing people be nice to me just genuinely was like oh shit, you know what I mean? Like there's still like good people here, you know?
Absolutely.
And so like it was one of those type of experiences for me, aside from the experience itself. You know, I've been to Portland a few times and stuff, or I can't even say a few. It's been too many times. Like the place has gotten nastier every time I go. Like it's like, what is happening over here? It reminds me of Sacramento, but but like being there with like you guys was like special. You know what I mean? And so
absolutely.
And it had like this different like vibe and stuff, almost like uplifting, which is way different than any other trip of anything surrounding sneakers and stuff that I've had. So. It was really interesting to be a part of it, and you know, I'm just like forever grateful to you guys to just have people like you know, in my corner and stuff, and cheering me on, because like in a world where like you can have like however many subscribers and however many viewers and however many whatever, like there's a lot of points in time where like you're really just like alone. And so it felt weird to not be alone. So. You know what I mean? In kind of a good way and stuff. So, and this is much of my feelings as you're going to get out of me, because I'm super closed off with this shit.
So you're pretty stoic for sure.
So I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for being there. You know what I mean? And like being yourselves and being open and friendly and all of that stuff. It's really cool. Since then, it's been really interesting running into people. Like my kid was just telling me today, like we go to the gym all the time, but like we went to the gym. There's people that work at the gym, people that work out at the gym, people that play basketball at the gym, and all these people know who I am. I'm like, what the fuck? I just walked in the door. You know what I mean? And like, and it's really weird because, you know, I'm just not used to that. I'm usually in here, and so like, so like it's like you could tell that the channel is growing and stuff, and they're all being super friendly, and we're all having fun and all this stuff. And then we're at the supermarket afterwards, just grabbing stuff to grab to eat, and people talk to me there just in line. Not people that, no, they're just being friendly. They're just regular ass people talking about like how long it's taken them for this dude to make a sandwich, but he's fucking doing it perfectly. You know what I mean? And so like, it's like, this guy's fucking and I love it. You know what I mean? That shit tasted like love. And so like, it's like stuff like that. And my kid was just like, dude, you're making a lot of friends. And I'm just like, shut up, man. Like, what you talking about? So, you know, cause they're not used to seeing me like socialize.
Pretty
like
quiet
that.
and reserved. Yeah.
I'm very quiet.
And you were very quiet at the beginning of that trip when I first met you. Like I could barely get a word out of you. And by the end of it, it was like, I gotta give you a hug, man. Like it was super cool. So
I normally don't do stuff, based for good reason. So
absolutely.
So
you told me lots about it. So yeah.
So but
very cool, man.
So I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate you. I really enjoyed this conversation. I want to give a shout out to your daughter. She's graduating high school. I remember videos like 10.
Don't tell her that you said
hey, I remember 10 or 12 years ago when you had your kids on one of the videos and they were just like babies. And now to see your daughter graduate in high school, congratulations. It must make you and Jodi feel a little bit old, but still nonetheless. It's cool to
sure.
see that.
Until you see their parents of her classmates. And then you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're older than us. So
yeah, way older than you guys.
Yeah, that was something that was difficult, having a kid at the age that we did. And like you
guys
go
were
to
early 20s or whatever.
I was 23 when she was born. And so you'd go to, the pickups and the drop-offs and the whatevers and all this stuff. And all these people are like at least 10 years older than us.
You were just a kid yourself.
That's how they looked at me. I mean, they were like, is this your sister? I'm like, no, dude, this is my kid, bro. And they were just like, what? Yeah. And then they would like set up play dates and shit. And that was when it get weirder. They were like, what do you do for a living? I'm just like, I don't think I really want to tell you.
I don't want to tell you.
Yeah, your name starts with doctor.
Yeah. We're not going down this path.
Yeah, you don't need to know that I make dumbass shoe videos. And then those same people thought that shit was cool as fuck. So like it was always like, what? So it is what it is. But it's an interesting life.
I work as an electrical engineer tech, and I enjoy my job. But when I tell people I do YouTube videos as a passion project, it's not like something I'm trying to make money off of. They're like, no way. How can I support you? Where can I follow you?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, people really think YouTube and making videos is pretty cool. So I enjoy doing it, and I do it because you did it, and Kixology as well. Their website and what you did.
Bro, we got to
meeting Ernest. Meeting Ernest was insane.
Was talk about somebody that's introverted. That guy is like the king of that shit.
Yeah, I would love to get him on one of these. I'm gonna ask him. He'll probably decline, but I would love to have him on one of these to pick his brain.
I hope that he says yes.
I would love to have him on because he's so legendary for what he did.
Yeah, and he is extremely intelligent. Like it's wild, dude. Like it's really cool to see like that I thought was the path. You know what I'm saying? I thought that when you're done doing this, that then you move and you take your I guess what people would call your like expertise and move them over to a brand and make a difference. I think unfortunately that's not really an option for a lot of us anymore.
They're missing the boat with you, man. Like you should be somewhere in a brand helping them and driving what they should be doing, and they're not doing it, and they're losing out.
I would love,
and
this sounds like mighty pretentious, but like, and I don't mean, I just think it would be fun. And I would love the opportunity to fuck up, but I would love to be in charge of the Protro line for the Kobe.
Oh man, not just the Kobe's, like do it with the KDs, do it with a couple of these retro series. Just the Kobe's.
I want them to do what he wanted.
Yeah, they're not.
That's the thing. Like I would want to help them carry the legacy or the torch or whatever it is of solving problems, creating performance footwear that exceeds expectations, even if it's a retro. I think that doing or redoing some of those shoes properly would prove that those designs are timeless on a basketball court.
This is one of them right here, like you're saying. Do it properly. What a way to F up a retro.
That's a different story for a different day.
I know. I won't get into that. Get into that. But this is my favorite, and they pissed all over this. But
I would love to fucking be in, like, I wouldn't say be in charge. I would just love to help.
drive,
change. Like
yeah.
get things back. Like if you're gonna put something like that out, like it should be
Yeah.
the way that it was. I don't want to hear this excuse of like, oh well, nobody's gonna play basketball in this. Who cares? You're a fucking sportswear company, man.
Do it properly.
Yeah, I think their slogan, if I'm not mistaken, is just do it.
Do it. They should be just effing do it.
I would love to be over there. And try to make a change or make a difference in some way, a positive impact. But yeah, I think that it would be really dope to, really like carry the torch past the finish line for this Pro Trode series. Like I think that they have so much potential that they're just sitting on, and they're not taking advantage of what they could be doing.
Be a money thing. It's got to be a money thing to save money and put out the least Pro Trode product they can.
They don't feel like Pro Trode.
They're not Pro Trodes. A React drop-in is not a Pro Trode. But I don't want to keep you. It's late there, Chris. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, I appreciate you a lot. I could be on here for another 2 hours with you.
So could I. That's how
I feel. Maybe we can do this another time and maybe get like Aaron a three-way conversation or something going here. But yeah, I appreciate you, Chris. Obviously, people can find you at Wear Testers at Nightwing 2303. If you and Jodi ever want to visit Canada, Calgary, Alberta, you have a free place to stay. We'll take you to the mountains. We'll show you around.
When you were
absolutely, you guys can stay with us
in the Bay. I wanted to hit you up and be like, dude, but you were like 2 hours. I didn't want to have you drive out here.
No, it was
So plus, I know you were doing like visiting friends and stuff, and I didn't want to.
We'll be there for All-Star Weekend for probably 5 or 6 days. In San Fran, in the Bay.
I'll be there. So we're gonna link up for sure.
Yeah, we'll link up. And
I think we might be doing a hoop session, so I'll make sure that you're in there.
Yeah, I would love to be at the hoop session. Serious Player Only may be doing something that weekend, hopefully.
They might be doing something with us, but I'm not sure. I don't know. If
I talked to her. I talked to them today. I don't want to say who. But I talked to them, and I said I would love to be a part of whatever they're going to do that weekend. So I
don't think we've done any, like signed anything official or anything like that. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that there's been talks. But yeah, either way, it doesn't matter who is going to be around. But like we're doing a hoop session, so I'll make sure that you're there, and I'll
get my hamstring right.
Bro, I got to get all of my whole everything.
Yeah,
from the waist down, I'm fucking broken, dude.
I'm the same way, man. I'm limping right now.
Yeah. So I'm a fucking mess, man.
Yeah.
My shot's still good though, so I got that.
It's money. That's like the last thing that goes, Chris. You'll be 60 still.
I'll be in the corner for you. I'll be in the corner for you. So,
Ray.
Yeah. But
good stuff.
I'll definitely see you there though. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely touch base and spend some time. Hopefully Jodi's there as well. I know Paloma's coming, so it should be a fun weekend.
I'm having everybody, like our whole family will probably be there. So
okay, good stuff.
So yeah, actually my daughter might not be, but she's turning 18 soon, dude.
Wow.
Like I know.
Where's time going, man?
I know, it's wild. She just got her first job.
Oh man.
So I'm so excited for her. So
good for her, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you try and have some downtime this weekend. I know you're a busy guy. Again, thank you for being so gracious. I know you don't.
We got
record,
our last game
edit
tomorrow.
Yeah,
we got our last game tomorrow. I got to fit in B-roll in the middle of all of this.
Yeah. My complete madness.
Yeah, my wife wants to go to Brewfest, so I got to like be the DD for that.
Yeah.
And that's not. Don't tell her the rest of this. That's not my favorite time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't like being
around a bunch of girls.
Drunk. No, just around a bunch of
drunk people in general.
People. Yeah, it's not. That's not fun, man.
Not your forte.
So, drunk people are fucking like.
They're wild.
Drunk people suck.
They do suck. I'm not much of a drinker. I'll have a beer or two, but
when they start yakking, you're just like, okay, gotta go.
Yeah, I'm out.
You know.
Yeah, so, but tell Jodi, Paloma, and I say hi.
Will do.
You guys are welcome here in Calgary anytime. And again, thank you so much for coming on here. I appreciate you, Chris.
No, thank you for having me, man. It's been my pleasure.
Good stuff, man. We'll talk soon and have a good night.
You too, bro.
Okay.
Peace.
Peace out.